Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Erica, and in today's video, I'm going to be creating 2 eye looks with a new palette in my collection from a brand I've never tried before, Cosmic Brushes, which is a UK indie brand that I have been super intrigued by for a very long time. I have several friends on this platform that have used Cosmic Brushes palettes in the past, and I was like, one of these days, I'm going to get myself one of their palettes, and I finally did. And this is the Gothic palette, and I just love the packaging. That is super cool looking. And if you take the outer sleeve off, the palette looks exactly the same. And this color story, which I'm sure most of you have probably seen the color story already, is absolutely stunning. I love purple eyeshadows, and there's a really good mix of mattes and shimmers in here. There are some pressed pigments in this palette, which I know that's not everybody's jam, but I love pressed pigments, and I do know that they can stain your eyelids. I've used pressed pigments in the past that did stain my eyelids, but I'm not really upset by that. You usually just put some more primer over the top of the stain and you're good to go, create another look. So yeah, I'm really excited to be putting a couple looks together with this palette for you guys. Now, I did watch Jan and Shani and Jessa's collab this morning. All 3 of them collab together using this palette. They did swatches and beautiful eye looks. I will link their videos in my description box. If you guys did not watch those videos, highly recommend going and checking out their videos because, like I said, they created beautiful eye looks with this palette. And what was really awesome about that collab is that you could see what the shades look like on different skin tones. That was so cool. And as I was looking at this palette this morning, trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to do with both looks, I thought what would be kind of fun is to split the palette down the middle. So I'm going to be using these shades in this look today, and then tomorrow's look will have these shades in it. I just thought that would be kind of fun. And sometimes, even though this is a monochromatic palette, or more monochromatic, I would say, it's not always difficult really to put looks together with palettes like this. But I don't know, I just thought maybe it would make more sense, or not more sense, just sense to split the palette in half to create my looks with today. That's just my logic, who knows? So I thought what I would do is start off with this shade here called Lace and put that in my transition area. Then I'll deepen it up with this shade here called Phantom. I'm going to use Immortal, I'm pretty sure, on my lower lash lines, and maybe, well, not maybe, I will definitely pop this down there too. And then I'm going to use Chosen and Nocturnal on my lids, and then Pale Moon might go on my lids, or it might just go in my inner corner today. Not exactly sure, but I'm so excited to try this palette. I loved, like I said, Jan, Shawnee's, Jessa's looks. So gorgeous. So again, starting off with Lace in my transition area, this beautiful shade right here. I do have my brows done, and this eyelid is primed in the P. Louise eyeshadow base in Rumor 01. And today, as I'm filming this, is Halloween, and I hope everyone has a very fun and safe Halloween. I'm not dressing up as anything this year. I probably could do that at work, but I don't know. I didn't even ask my boss. I don't really have anything I could wear other than like really scary masks. And, I work at a therapy office, and I don't think that's probably a good fit for that kind of environment, So yeah, I don't think I'm going to be doing anything really costume-wise at all. Although my husband and I, we do hand out candy. We love to do that. Although I have yet to get any candy. I meant to do that like over the weekend. I meant to do it last night and completely forgot to do that. So now like the pickings are going to be pretty slim, I have a feeling, with the bags of candy, but I'll find something good for the kitties. And we sometimes though will, we have like a couple fun wigs, like Halloween costume wigs. I was thing 1 from Cat in the Hat a long time ago, and I have the blue fuzzy wig for the things. I do have that wig, and then we have like a green and yellow kind of fuzzy hat thing that we used to wear at Oregon Duck football games. So sometimes we'll slap those on and answer the door, and the kids always think it's funny. But my husband and I absolutely love to hand out candy on Halloween. It's so much fun, and we have quite a bit of trick-or-treaters. I mean, when COVID was, really rampant, we didn't have really any. But over the last couple of years, we've gotten a lot more trick-or-treaters again, and it's so fun because some of the kids are just so freaking cute. The costumes that they wear are amazing. The only thing that kind of bugs me sometimes, though, is when like high school age kids show up and they're not really even in a costume, and they're like, "Can I have some candy?" I'm like, no, because I want to give it to the kids, give it to the little kids that actually dressed up for Halloween. And this is a gorgeous shade, really pretty, kind of a mauve-y purple shade. I like it. Yes. And I don't know, I didn't really look like research wise into which shades are the pressed pigments. But like I said, if you go to Jan and Shani and Jessa's videos, they were very thorough about their swatches and what the shades are described as and all that kind of stuff. I just don't have a lot of time in the mornings when I'm filming to get real involved because I got to go to work. Yeah, I think that is gorgeous. I loved how it blended out. I've been so excited to try this brand and I've heard nothing but good things. And so far, I'm feeling nothing but good things. Okay, so let's go into Phantom now and deepen up the outer V into my crease with that. And I am in desperate need to wash my brushes. I mean, I have, you know, a good chunk of brushes still to keep using that are clean. But yeah, I've got quite a pile of brushes that I need to wash here soon. I meant to do that last night, and then I got kind of caught up in doing research for my true crime video that'll be coming up on November 12th, and then completely forgot about washing my brushes. I hate it when I do that, but I do try to clean my brushes more often than I used to. I used to let my brushes get so bad. I just keep using my color switch thingy and not wash them. And yeah, they got pretty gross, they used to, but not anymore. I'm much better at it than I used to be. And this is stunning. Wow, this is a beautiful shade. Such nice pigmentation. And you know, there's a little bit of kick up in the pan, but nothing too major. And I've never really cared about that. You know, I mean, they're powders, they're gonna get a little kicky uppy. Although, you know, there are some shadows that when you put the brush in, it's like this big whirling dervish of shadow flying everywhere. That I don't always love, really, at all. But not this. This is really nice. Very easy to apply and super pigmented. But, you know, not like overwhelmingly pigmented. You know, it's doing great. Really happy about it. Love it. Yes. And my grandson is dressing up as Buzz Lightyear for Halloween. Oh, so cute. My daughter is Jessie and my son-in-law is Woody. My daughter was going to be Bo Peep because, you know, that's Woody's love interest in Toy Story. But the costume that she picked out for that, she just didn't really look like Bo Peep, you know what I mean? And she was trying to find like a, what are those things called? Like a staff or I don't know. You know, that sheep herders use, and they couldn't find that anywhere. And she was getting all stressed out. So her husband went and got her the Jessie costume, and she looked so cute, so cute. They went to like a church trick-or-treating type event on Sunday, and she sent me pictures, and it was so cute. Okay, so I love how that looks. I do, though, have kind of a weird edge, so I'm gonna go back into lace and just blend that edge out just a little bit here. Not a ton, because I don't really need to, a ton, just a little bit. And I would love to know what you guys are doing for Halloween, if you're dressing up, if you're going to any parties, if you're gonna be like me and just handing out candy to the little kiddos. Let me know. I'd love to know what you guys are up to. And I think that blended out beautifully. I will add a little bit more of the Phantom shade back in after I put my shimmers on, just to make sure that's nice and deep depth. So now I think what I'll do, I think I am going to put all three shimmers. I think I'll start off with Nocturnal and put that like right here, and then I'll put Chosen here, and then Pale Moon towards the front. And I think the last time I went trick-or-treating, I think I'm just going to put this Nocturnal shade on dry. And this has got a really pretty shift to it. It's like purpley, and like, this has got some green in it. And this is like, well, yeah, maybe, well, I don't know. We'll see. Let's put it on the lid and we'll see what happens. The last time I went trick-or-treating, ooh, that's nice. Oh, that's gorgeous. It does have a shift to it. Like, is it brown? I don't know, but it's really pretty. Love it. I was in the 8th grade. Too big to be trick-or-treating. Although, I mean, here's the thing. If a high school kid comes to my door and is dressed in a cool Halloween costume, I'm totally down for that. You know, if somebody were 50 and came to my door in a Halloween costume, I'd give them some candy. But, you know, I want the little kids to get the candy, even though it's probably not very good for them. I don't care. I still want to spoil the little kids rotten. But I think I dressed up as, that was when like Baby Minnie and Baby Mickey Mouse was super popular. I think there was like a cartoon on TV. And so my best friend and I dressed up as Baby Mickey and Baby Minnie. And then my mom's like, you're getting too old for this. That's enough. And when my kids were little, we always went trick-or-treating. And I had such a good time getting my daughter and son both ready for Halloween. But my daughter was really fun because I would do like her makeup. Like one year she was a witch and I did her makeup all like black eyes and like really, you know, gray and black contour on her face. She looked awesome. And then one year she was like a futuristic witch and I made her face look like different puzzle pieces and it was like kind of iridescent-y paint. That looked so cool. So now I think what I'll do is, I think I'll just flip this over and use the other side of the brush and I'm going to go into Chosen and put that down right next to Nocturnal. And this is so cool. This has got this really pretty like light green, kind of almost like a light grungy green shift to it. And it adheres so well to the brush. And oh yeah. Ooh, it's got like some gold in it too. Oh yeah, that's really cool. And I actually might use my finger for this shade too. Let's get it on with the brush first. And then I might go over with my finger too, but that is so pretty. Oh, I love the two of those together too. I usually try like not to put several like multi-chrome or duochrome shades together just because then it kind of takes the shifts away a little bit, you know, kind of just jumbles them up a little bit too much. But, you know, if you're laying them right down next to each other, then it does kind of provide that really shifty effect across the lid. I love that. And then one year my daughter was a haunted doll. I think that was the last year she went trick-or-treating. I think she was in the 8th grade too. And that was so cool. Oh, I love that. I went to like St. Vinny's and found her this very ornate, old-fashioned dress that looked like a doll, like an old-fashioned doll. And then I curled her hair in like ringlets. And then I did her makeup to look like very porcelain. And then she had like blood dripping out of the corner of her mouth. So fun. I love that. And then we had a fake knife from when my son dressed up as Michael Myers from Halloween the year before, I think. And so she carried that around. And then this doll, this old-fashioned doll, that we put blood on the doll's face too. That was so cool. And my son dressed up as all kinds of different stuff. He was like a ninja and a BMX bike rider and a haunted clown. We found him the coolest Raggedy Andy suit at St. Vinny's. St. Vinny's here has really cool stuff for Halloween, really cool stuff. And that was the coolest suit. I think we still might have that somewhere. And then he wore a scary clown mask, and that was awesome. So this brush, I think, has enough shadow on it now. So I need to grab a different brush for the Pale Moon shade and put that right there. But I think the Chosen and Nocturnal shades look gorgeous together. Huh, fun. I'm going to do this now, but go into Pale Moon. And I can remember, like, taking them out to go trick-or-treating. We'd always have pizza before we'd go trick-or-treating. And then, you know, we'd start as soon as it would get dark. And those kids would start to, like, fade on me and get tired. That's a really cool shade, but it's kind of giving me some texture on my eyelids. I think I'm going to go over it with my finger. It's kind of one of those real smushy shades. But they'd start getting tired, and we'd barely been trick-or-treating. And I'm like, you guys, come on. Like, we're not stopping. They'd be like, I'm tired, Mom, my feet hurt. I'm like, get it together, you turkeys. We're going. And they would like get their second win. And then what we would do too is, you know, this is when we were living with my parents. So we'd go like, and they live in a really nice area and tons of houses and tons of people would trick or treat there. Like people would bring in van loads of kids, bus loads of kids. I'm not kidding. And, you know, to trick or treat. And, you know, their buckets would start getting kind of full because most people over there hand out candy. And a lot of them hand out like full candy bars. Like, dang, I've never done that before. I've never handed out full candy bars or big candy bars, whatever. So we'd go back to my parents' house, dump out their candy buckets, and then we'd go again. I'm like, come on. Like, I would stay out until 2 o'clock in the morning, trick-or-treating. I would. I loved it. I thought it was so much fun. I loved it when I was a kid, too, you know? Just get as much candy as possibly can. And, you know, I did benefit from their trick-or-treating because I would say that they would eat maybe a quarter of the candy that they got, and then Mommy wouldn't always eat the rest, but I'd eat quite a bit of it, and I think that is gorgeous. I love that, and that did kind of settle down. It is making it look a little textury, but whatever. Now I'm going to go into Chosen with my finger. Ooh, these are really nice, soft. Look at that. Totally see that shift. Really nice, soft, mushy beautiful shades. And yeah, that's cool. I'm glad that I used my finger just to add a little bit more of the shift in there. I mean, the brush did a good job, but you know, I love using my finger. I know that that's not everybody's idea of a good time, but I do really like to use my finger for shimmers because, I don't know, it just helps it adhere. It helps things kind of mush together a little bit better. And I think you can see the shifts a little bit better. Oh, that is so cool looking. I love it. So now I'm going to go into Nocturnal. Let me use this finger and just add a little bit of that back right here. Yeah, that looks cool. Yeah, that is so shifty. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's super freaking shifty in my mirror. Yay. So now I'm going to go back in with this brush and go back into Phantom and put a little bit more of this down. And the black shade I think would look really cool with this too, but I'm going to have more of a deeper look in my second look with the other half of the palette, I think. And then there is a matte shade I still have not used. I'll put that on my lower lash lines when I go off camera to do the rest of my goods here. Yeah. Oh, I love that Phantom shade. God, that's pretty. The shade here called Immortal. I'll put that on my lower lash line. And yeah. And I usually take that part out of the video. You know, I don't always, I don't always take it out, but a lot of times I do just to save time because, you know, I would assume that most of you that are watching have more important things to do than watch my video. I absolutely love this. There's very minimal fallout here, like right there that I can clean off easily. I just think this whole look came together really nice, and I just love how shifty my lids are. So I think what I'll do though, when I go off camera is take just a clean brush and kind of go around the outside edge of this just to kind of tone that edge down. But that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go off camera, do the rest of my stuff. I will be back. This is finished look number 1, and man, I like the look, and I love the eyeshadow palette. You know, I only used 6 shades out of the palette once so far, but loving it, I really am. And I'll show you the palette again, kind of recap it for you quickly before I move on to look number 2. But let me show you just a few things I put on my face for my finished look today. On my lips, I used the LA Girl Metal Liquid Lipstick. The shade I think is GML 865, I guess. And my dear friend Julia sent this to me, and I'm loving this lip product. I think it's a beautiful shade, really fun metallic shift or reflect to it, or consistency to it, look to it. And it feels really nice on the lips too. It doesn't bother me at all. Like sometimes metallic lippies can feel a little strange or kind of heavy or something. And no, I don't really even notice it. And I don't think it looks super drying because sometimes metallic liquid lipsticks or liquid lipsticks in general can look kind of drying. This does not do that. And then for my lower waterlines, I used a cream gel liner from XO Cosmetics in purple. This shade might be a little strange with the eye look just because it's kind of a different tone of purple, but I thought that might be kind of fun. And I really like how this looks in my lower waterlines. This works so well. This will not budge all day. And then for my upper lid liner, I used the Wet n Wild Breakup Proof Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner in black. I just grabbed it out of my mug and used it today, and I love it. Super cheap, and it works really well. And then for my mascara, I did use the Nobu Cosmetics Nobu Lash. Yet again, loving this mascara. And then for my inner corner shade, and also on my face, I used the Enchantment palette from Beauty Moon Cosmetics. I used this pink shade right here for my inner corner shade and also on my face. Love it. I just thought a light, bright, kind of fairy wing pink would look cool with this look today. So now let's talk about the eyeshadow palette, the Gothic palette from Cosmic Brushes. Woo. And all the shades I used today, I really loved. The only one that I love it, but it does add some texture to my eyelids is this shade right here called Pale Moon. You know, it's gorgeous. It's really pretty, very vibrant and bright, but it's just kind of got that texture where it just kind of adds some textury stuff. I don't know why I'm doing this. Textury stuff to my lids. But just taking my finger and kind of smushing it down, that kind of helped. It's very soft and smushy. So are these two. Loved both of these shimmers. Oh, I really want to use this shade kind of like by itself as a shimmer shade just across the entire lid. I think that would look so beautiful. I did use this shade on my lower lash lines, this and this together. Just kind of put this down first, kind of blew it out a little bit, and then topped it with this, and then kind of went back and forth, just kind of blowing it out a little bit. I don't know that I did that. I don't know that I ever do that. I try to like make my lower lash lines look more blown out, and I'm just not that great at it. But yes, I love this palette. Love the mattes that I use, these two too. I mean, everything. Loved it. And I cannot wait to get on to look number 2. So let's do that right now. Let's get on to look number 2. Alrighty, so look number 2 with the Gothic palette from Cosmic Brushes. And I know I mentioned this in the last look from yesterday, but I will be using these 6 shades in this look today. Yes. And this shade here is called Serpent. It's kind of like a magenta purpley matte. Then we have Powerful, which is looks like a duochrome, maybe like purple pink prettiness in here, gorgeous. And then this shade is called Obscure, and this is absolutely stunning. It's like a white base, but it's got some purple, pink, bluey type reflex in there. Can't wait to use that. Then we have Supreme, which is like a medium purple matte. Then we have Alter, which is a dark purple matte, very dark, love that. And then we have Gothic, which is one of the sequin matte shades. It's black, but it's got some really pretty purple sequiny stuff or sparkly stuff going on. That doesn't always adhere to my lids, but we'll see, because I am going to use that today. And I also think, depending on how this goes, I might pop some Immortal on my lids as well to blend this shade out with, because this is going in my transition area right now. And I do have my brows done, and this eyelid is primed in the P. Louise eyeshadow base in Rumor 01. And I did have some staining. I did. Not bad. I mean, I don't know if you can see on this eyelid. It's a little stained, but I mean, not any big deal. I don't really care about that at all, because I'm going to cover the stain up right now. And we had quite a bit of trick-or-treaters last night, quite a bit. They started coming at about 5:30, and by about 7:15, it was starting to trickle down to just a few here and there. So my husband and I just shut off the lights and we went to bed, because we're lame and we go to bed super early. But such cute costumes. Oh my gosh, I was just losing my mind. And my husband and I both, we love to answer the door. So we were like racing each other to the door. He's like, I'm like, no, I'm getting it. So funny. But yeah, just the cutest costumes. There was a little girl. She's probably like, I don't know, 3 or 4. And she was dressed as an angel, but she had her coat on because it was pretty chilly last night. And so when she got to the door, you couldn't really see her costume, but she had on this like halo headband. And I said, well, what are you, sweetheart? And she takes her hair, long hair, flips her hair back, and she's like, I'm an angel. It's like, so cute. And then there was a little 2-year-old boy dressed as Woody from Toy Story, and my grandson was Buzz Lightyear. So I was like, oh, my grandson was Buzz Lightyear. You guys would look so cute together. And there was this kid that was probably about, I don't know, it's hard for me to guess ages, but I would say like 11 or 12. And he had on a leather jacket with like dark black sunglasses on. And I just thought he was trying to look like a cool dude or something. And so I give him the candy, and he turns around to walk off our front porch, turns back around and goes, I'll be back. And I'm like, oh, it's Arnold, you're Arnold. And he's like, you know who Arnold is? And I'm like, dude, I knew who Arnold was before you were even on this planet, okay? So funny to me how kids think that like adults don't know anything. My kids used to pull that with me all the time, and I'd be like, sit down. I'm gonna school you here real quick, okay? And this is a gorgeous shade, really pretty, very vibrant and very pigmented, but also, you know, applying well and not really causing me any problems. So now I do want to take the edge of that off with this shade right here called Immortal. And I know I said I was just going to use these 6 shades, but you didn't see me use that yesterday. I just popped that on my lower lash line off camera, so I felt like I'm still sticking to what I said I was going to stick to, although I'm kind of not. And then let's see, we had a kid that showed up as a Star Wars character, which at first I thought he was Obi-Wan. So he's getting his candy out of the bucket, and I said, oh, you're Obi-Wan. And both he and my husband looked at me and they're like, Luke Skywalker, like dummy. And I'm like, oh, sorry, I didn't know. But you know, you don't mess around with Star Wars characters with people when they're like real big fans of Star Wars. They get a little bit out of shape. And we did get a ton of candy. Well, I got a ton of candy. My husband got some, but I got the majority of it. And we had 2 big bowls full of candy. One was like our main bowl, and then the other one was like our backup bowl. And we ended up going through all the main bowl, and then we have about a quarter of the backup candy bowl left, which we will eat. And it was so funny because my husband and I really do try to eat pretty well throughout the week. I'm putting way too much of this on. I'm gonna have to go back with that other brush. We do try to, you know, eat well and not eat any junk food during the week. And then on the weekends, we'll usually have like a cheat day or at least a couple cheat meals. And it was so funny when my husband got off work, he's like, I'm going to stop and get a few things. I'll get a little bit of candy if I can find some. Because we'd waited way too long to get candy. We always do that. And we always tell each other, we're not doing that this year. We're going to get it way ahead of time. So then it's kind of slim pickings. But anyway, he told me he was going to stop and get some. And then in the next text I got from him, he said, and by the way, I am eating candy tonight. I'm like, okay, go ahead. I'm going to go back in with this brush, nothing additional on it, and just kind of make that look a little nicer because I went in a little too much with the Immortal shade. But those two shades together are really pretty. I really like it. So I really like how this looks. I think it looks really nice together. So now I want to deepen up the crease, and I'm going to go into Supreme and put that, I think, just in my crease, not in my outer V at all. And the thing that kind of stinks about waiting too long to get candy is that then you don't have like the big, huge candy bags to choose from, which are usually a better deal. You know, like you get the big, huge candy bags that are full of like all the different candy bars, and they're like 15 bucks. Well, because I waited too long, both of us, I got a bunch of bags of candy bars, but they were like the individual bags, or, you know, like just the one type of candy bar in the bag. And so I ended up spending like 50 bucks on candy. Oh, geez. I just was like, I'll take that and that and that and that and that. Because there are times when we will get a ton of trick-or-treaters, and we have in the past not gotten enough candy. And I'm like, I'm not doing that this year. I want to make sure we have enough. Because, you know, we like to give at least 2 to 4 pieces of candy to each kid. And there was this one little girl that was so freaking cute. I ended up giving her 6 pieces. My husband's like, you better make sure that no other kid sees you do that, or you're going to have to give everybody 6 pieces, and then we're going to be out of candy really fast. Chill out. But I couldn't help it. She was just so cute. And I love it. I love it when people come to the door, like parents holding babies in Halloween costumes. I mean, you just don't get any cuter than a baby in a Halloween costume. I don't care what anybody says. That is so adorable. I love how that all melded together. So now I really want to deepen this up even more, and I'm going to go into Alter and put that in my outer V, into my crease a little bit too. So I would love to know if you guys had a lot of trick-or-treaters, what kids dressed up as. Talk about that in the comment section. If you dressed up, I think I mentioned that in my last look. I want to know if you dressed up. Ooh, yes. That is stunning. Oh, that's a gorgeous dark purple matte. Ooh, yes. This definitely rivals the dark purple matte in the Violets palette from Juvia's Place that I love. This might take that one over real quick because, I mean, I'm just putting it on. Obviously, you can see I'm just now putting it on, and I'm like, whoa, this is really nice. Really just a lovely dark purple matte. I love the mattes in this palette. The ones I've used so far have been so good. Just kind of blend themselves, you know? And that's what I've heard about this brand, is that their mattes are really fun to use, and that they just kind of blend themselves. So yeah, that's my experience too. Abso-freaking-lutely amazing. So now let's go into the shimmers. Woohoo! And I'm going to start off with this shade here called Powerful, and put that towards the latter part of the lid, and then Obscure will be going towards the front part of the lid. I think I'm just going to use one of my flat, like packing brush type brushes to put the Powerful shade on. Ooh, yeah, this is really nice. I really like the smushiness of the shimmers. They're really smushy, but not like too smushy. They're just the right amount of smush as far as I'm concerned. All right, let's put this down right here. Ooh, yes, that is gorgeous. Very purple, grape purple, deep. Ooh, I love that. And I don't know that I necessarily see a lot of shiftiness going on in this shade, but it's beautiful. I mean, it's got that beautiful, very metallic, like wet look to it. Oh, I love it. And we were laughing last night about the fact that, you know, we went to bed so early on Halloween. Like, we never used to do that. You know, like when we were growing up and stuff. Never would we have gone to bed at went to bed at 7:30. Never. And, you know, my husband works in a mill, and it's a pretty physically labor intensive job. And, you know, he has to be to work really, really early in the morning. And, you know, he needs to get a good amount of sleep. And he was talking to me a while ago about the fact that some of the younger guys he works with will come in the morning yawning and just, you know, look like they've been to hell and back, just because they stayed up too late, you know, not doing anything crazy, but just went to bed at like 11 o'clock and got up at 2 a.m. And my husband's like, I don't get how they do that. Like, he's like, there's no way. He was like, I would not be able to function here. And I said, yeah, but when we were younger, we used to do stuff like that. I mean, I can remember going to class in college and hardly getting any sleep the night before, and I was fine, totally fine. I would always nap, usually, later on in the day. But if I tried to do that stuff now, no way. And I just love that. I think that's gorgeous. So now I'm going to cover that little open spot towards the front part of the lid with Obscure. Woohoo! And I'm just going to use this brush here that Janet sent to me in my MSQ set. Ooh, I might need to use my finger for this. This is kind of, well, it's smushy, but it's kind of flaky too. Yeah, see? This is going to do exactly what that other shade did on my last look. It's going to add a lot of texture, I can already tell, but it's okay because I'll make it look okay. And I kind of sprayed the handle of the brush rather than the actual brush. Idiot. Okay, let's do oh my gosh, shut up. That is absolutely freaking stunning. What? Like, I had no idea that it was going to be this amazing. It's so cool looking. It just looked like white with a little bit of blue and purpley pink stuff. I mean, look at how cool that looks. It's very blue and purple. Oh, that's gorgeous. Oh my gosh. And it's like almost like getting deeper in tone as it sits on my lid. You know, like at first it was pretty like whitish, and now it's like this beautiful bluey purple. Oh, this is amazing. I think this is my favorite shade in the palette. Holy cow. This is so freaking cool. Oh, that is just gorgeous. Oh, okay, so I do though want to go back in just a little bit into that shade, the Obscure shade, just with my fingers a little bit, just to kind of make sure that those two shades mesh together really well. Holy cow. Oh, this is absolutely gorgeous. And yeah, it's a little bit textury, but not like the, what was that shade called? Pale Moon. Pale Moon was pretty textury looking on my lid yesterday. You know, it did settle down, but it, you know, at first I was like, ooh, that is just gorgeous. And then I do want to go back in with Powerful. So pretty. And just add a little bit of that back too. Just so they, I just like to do this with my shimmers, use my finger. And you know, that's not everybody's preferred technique, but it really does help a lot. And I think it does make the shimmer look really cool. You know, I hear people saying, I don't use my fingers, which I get that, but I sometimes I want to say, just try it, because you might really like it. You might really love it. But, you know, I get it. Some people are like, I am not putting my fingers in my eyeshadow palettes, which I get that, but I don't really care about that. Oh, that is so cool. I do want to grab this brush again and just go back around just so that line is a little bit more defined right there. Oh, God. This is just incredible, you guys. Incredible shade. Oh, geez. I mean, I knew I was going to like the shade, but oops, I just dropped something. But I didn't think I was going to like it this much. Holy cow. I think I'll grab this brush, the one that I put the altar shade on, and just kind of go around the edge of this a little bit. That dark purple matte. Just a teeny tiny scoshy bit here. Oh, that is so pretty. That is absolutely gorgeous. I'm trying to decide if I want to deepen up the outer corner even more with the black shade. I think I will. This one right here called Gothic. It's the sequin matte. And I think what I'm going to use is one of my Blend Bunny brushes. It's smaller, and so that way my hope is that I don't go too ham with the black shade. You know, I just want to add just a little bit more depth in here. And, you know, of course, take the shimmer edge away. Yeah. Fun, fun, fun. Just, you know, make that look deeper and maybe put a little bit of a shape to it right there too. I will go back around though and blend the edge of that out because I don't want to have that harsh edge really. But, oh yeah, this is so fun. That is just stunning. This black matte, holy cow, be prepared if you're going to get this palette. It's very pigmented because I don't really have much on my brush. And I mean, it's like, boom, did not come to play around. Okay, let me grab this brush again, maybe just a little bit of altar here, and go around the edge of that and just make sure that's the edge is taken off so it's not quite so stark looking. Holy cow, that black matte is not joking around. at all. And I don't really see the sparklies, but I don't care about that. You know what I mean? Like, it looks really pretty in the pan. But, I mean, I don't know, maybe a little bit. Yeah, no, there's a few little sparklies right there. Okay. I mean, and like I said, I don't care about that at all. If all the sparklies fall off, that's not a big deal to me. So I think I'm pretty much done now. And I just love this look. How fun. So I'll go off camera, do the rest of my stuff, and I will come back. This is finished look number 2. And out of both looks that I created for this video, I would say that this look is my favorite because I really enjoyed, I enjoyed the shades on the left-hand side, but I really enjoyed the shades on the right-hand side of the palette. And of course, I'll show it to you again, kind of recap, give you my final thoughts and feelings about the palette as a whole. But let me show you just a few things I put on my face for my finished look. For my inner corner shade, I did grab another shade out of the Enchantment palette from Beauty Moon Cosmetics, a UK indie brand that I love. I use this shade right here, this purple one. And, you know, I could have used a shade out of the palette for my inner corner shade, but I just really enjoy pulling this out and putting fun, different pops of color in my inner corner out of this little palette, and everything works in here so well. For my lips, I grabbed the Dragon Renee Punk Style Liquid Lipstick that I received in some PR from Temu. I just love this product. It lasts really well throughout the day, and I thought the shade would look really nice with the eye look. And then for my lower and upper waterlines, I used the ColourPop Cream Gel Liner in the shade Piggy Bank. I just love how vibrant purple this shade is, and I thought it would go well with the eye look. And then for my upper lid liner, I used the Fatal Beauty Black Like My Soul felt tip liner in black that I won in a recent giveaway from Avita. Loving this product. It's just super pigmented and it goes on super easily and it dries down quickly and it just kind of stays put on my eyelids all day long. And then for my mascara, I did use the Nobu Cosmetics Nobu Lash Mascara. Again, of course I did. I love this mascara. So now let's talk about the Gothic palette from Cosmic Brushes that I used for both looks in today's video. So happy that I picked up this palette. And yes, I know I have other purple palettes in my collection. I have several, but I don't care. I wanted to try this brand and I think this color story is absolutely gorgeous. And I will say that everything, pretty much everything that I used in this palette, I just loved. All the mattes that I used are super pigmented and very blendable and apply very easily. If I have to choose a favorite matte shade, I would go with this one here called Alter. This one was really nice too. This is a beautiful black matte. And you know, there are some sparklies on my lids from the sequiny stuff that's going on in here, but not a ton. But I loved all the mattes that I used, really, truthfully did. And the shimmers, stunning. This one right here, Obscure, is my absolute favorite. It's so beautiful. Very mysterious, because you look at it in the pan, it looks white, but it looks like it's got a little bit of reflect in it. But when I got it on my lids, the blue definitely came through in that shade on my eyelids, and then the pink and purple. I mean, it's just a gorgeous, dynamic, amazing shade with a really nice formula. I also really like this shade here called Powerful. I love both of these shimmers. Chosen was really nice, Nocturnal. This shade right here, Pale Moon, while it is gorgeous, it's beautiful, very nice, light, kind of mauvey pink shimmer shade. The formula of it just added some extra texture to my eyelids, which I'm not always a huge fan of. But as the day progressed, I noticed that that texture wasn't quite as noticeable as it was when I first applied it. I think I just maybe put too much shadow at once on the lid. But, you know, smushing it out with a finger helped. And I don't know. I'm thrilled that I have this palette. Truthfully, I love it. It's so gorgeous. Oh, I love it. I cannot wait to use this again. And I would love to know which look you guys like the best, number 1 or number 2. If you have the palette, what you think of it. If you have anything else from this brand, let's talk about that in the comment section. But really fun to try a new indie brand that I've been very intrigued by and to have such a wonderful experience with it. I'm so happy. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your lives to sit down and watch this video. If you're new here and you enjoyed what you saw, please consider subscribing, smash the like button, and of course, comment down below in the comment section. I love to chat with you guys there. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I cannot wait to see you guys again in my next video. But in the meantime, please take very good care of yourself. Be well, safe, happy, and I will see you soon. Bye.
Drop it.